Okay, 大家好, welcome back to another video of Helios Academy. In today's video, we're going to go over lesson 1.2. It's about 高中生活, high school life. So the big idea is what does high school life look like in China versus the US? How does the students balance academics, activities, and stress? Okay, so let's get started. So this is our lesson overview. We're going to start with academic life, 学习生活, extracurriculars, 课外活动, key vocab, grammar practice, 重要词汇, 语法构结, and then MCQ practice. And then here is our lesson focus. Okay. All right, let's get to the main topics. So, first of all, academic life, 学习生活. As you guys might already know, schools in China has a lot of lessons. They usually start school around 7 o'clock, and they can end anywhere from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock if it's high schools. Very, very important, okay? Because 高考, right, the high school examination in the colleges is one of the most important exams a Chinese person would ever take in their life. 就是你们知道高考是个非常重要的一个课，对吧？ So it focuses a lot on memorization and your STEM skills like math, physics, and then there's social studies, geography, and then a bunch of stuff, right? And then it is really high pressure, okay? People take the exam and then only the top of the top can go to good colleges. A lot of people even don't go to college due to their bad 高考 score. So yeah, students basically spend the first 16 to 17 years of their life preparing for 高考. And then it's really rigorous, like really, really rigorous, like much more rigorous than GPAs, SATs, and APs, like much more harder. The exam is really difficult. Okay, enough on that. And then students don't have much elective choices. Most of their classes are designed to be the same. You take math, Chinese, English, right? It's very, like, you can't choose your classes much, right? It only depends on your skills. Like, you might be in the advanced math or like a regular math, right? And then there's uniform textbooks, and then everybody wears the same clothes, uniform skirts, shorts, etc. Now, here's American high school. 美国的高中. Again, we have 6 to 7 periods per day, and then, but our school time is much less, right? We go to school usually about 8 o'clock, and then we finish at around 3 to 4. So, like, much more breaks. You can have a life outside of school. But for China, nope. Once you're out of school, you're still studying. But for America, you can have extracurriculars. You can do basketball, football, and a bunch of other stuff. So what's the biggest matter for American high schools? Well, your GPA, right? If you have a 4.0 GPA, you're automatically a good student. You gotta take your SAT, get that 1600, and then take like 20 APs if you want to get into Harvard, right? And then a lot of our learning is project-based learning, right? There's robotics, there's like speech and debate, and there's science fairs. All those are like project-based, not just memorization of formulas. You have a lot of elective choices, right? You can choose to learn about arts, history. You can learn about drawing and painting. You can even learn about computer science. Like, you have your choices of what you want to learn. It's not like a one-end road. You can even choose your major in colleges. You can switch it, right? Because you have so much freedom. And then students rotate between classes. Oh yeah, in China, usually the class stay together. Like, you have one class for your whole year, and then you have one teacher for your whole year. You don't have like 5 different teachers. That's a major difference. And yeah, next slide. Here is some key vocab. We have 学习任务. This is called academic workload, right? It's also kind of, actually no, it's not academic workload. It's more like a learning task, I would say. And then 课外活动, extracurricular activities. And again, American has a lot of extracurricular activities. China, there's, in generally speaking, more limited. 兴奋, that doesn't mean hard work. That means excited. 成绩, that means grades, academic results, right? Good 成绩可以给你进个好大学. 选修, That means elective. Oh yeah, pull an all-nighter, so that's not good, no matter where you are. And then there's 压力. This is pressure, right? You can say that 他有好大的压力啊，因为他要忙着考这么多 AP, stress and pressure, right? 团队合作 teamwork, very important. And then there's 领导能力 leadership. And there's 义工 volunteer work. 实习 this is like you work for a professor internship. And then 时间管理 time management. Okay, here is some grammar patterns. 一方面另一方面 this is saying like on one hand, on the other hand, right? You can say example 课外活动一方面培养了团队合作精神，另一方面也锻炼了领导能力 right? Extracurriculars on one hand develop teamwork, on the other hand also trains leadership. This is kind of like saying it's kind of hitting two birds with one stone, right? You can say like, oh, I'm going to school. 一方面我学了很多知识，另一方面我交了很多朋友。It's saying like I'm doing this, but I'm also getting two benefits, right? So this is a really good word to use. And then this one is 随着 A B 的发展 C D 越来越 right? So this one is 随着现代科技的发展，学校之间的交流活动越来越多。As modern technology develops, exchange programs between schools are becoming more and more common. It's saying like because A is improving, B is more common or less common, right? As you can see right here. And then 为了 it's like in order to or right? It says 为了申请到理想的大学，他们每天都兴奋地学习。In order to get into ideal university, they study hard every day. It's like because I want to do this, I am doing this. 为了打好足球，他每天都在练习 right? In order to be good at football, he's practicing every day. Next slide. You guys can do this if you want to. Pause here, right? List the ones mentioned in text. And then see if you guys can read this, understand this. I'll give you guys a minute. Okay, assume you guys have done that already. It says 社会需要全面发展的人才，学校注重培养学生各方面的能力。除了上课以外，高中生还参加各种各样的课外活动。这些活动既有体育运动项目，又有不同的社区和俱乐部。这些活动一方面培养 see this is like our grammar practice 一方面培养了学生的团队合作精神，另一方面也锻炼了学生的领导能力。高中生面临最大的问题就是压力，压力的形成常常跟缺乏时间管理能力有关系。有的学生因为功课考试很多而常常地熬夜，所以导致上学迟到、注意力不集中、身体健康下降等等。So here is some reading. Yeah, so here is a reading conversation. You guys can try to understand this. And then, sorry, I didn't mean to, I gotta hide the answer next time. But it says, 高中生面临最大的问题就是压力。压力的形成常常跟缺乏时间管理能力有关系。According to the passage, what is the main cause of stress for high school students? Nope, and nope. So it's B, right? Alright, so here are some cultural presentation models. 描述中国高中生的课外活动，并与你自己文化中学生的课外活动进行比较。Right, so this one is a prompt that might appear on a cultural presentation. And here are some ways you guys can describe it. Alright, so now you guys can practice writing, speaking, MCQ. And that pretty much sums up today's lesson. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you guys next time.